In the mountains of southwest Colombia, the Nasa people are burying one of their own. 20-year-old Freiner Lemus was killed by members of the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, or FARC, in broad daylight in front of his community. Many of the local children witnessed the murder. In this part of Colombia, dozens of Nasa people have been killed by FARC in the last year.
Hoy tengo que enterrar a mi hijo. No es fácil para mí. Pensé que él hubiera sido el que me hubiera enterrado a mí, pero fue lo contrario. Freiner era un joven sonriente, le sonreía al dolor y le sonreía también a la tristeza. Me da un orgullo haber ofrendado a mi hijo.
FARC claimed to be fighting for the rights of the poor and the dispossessed, but were designated as a terrorist organization in the 90s. In 2016, FARC signed a peace deal with the government to bring more than 50 years of war to an end. But not all of the fighters laid down their weapons. Thousands stay in the jungle rearming themselves under the same name while recruiting new blood to continue fighting. Places like Togoima in the Cauca region have never seen a day of peace. The pandemic closed 16-year-old Misari's school last year. When FARC came by his house one day and offered him a job, it was hard to resist.
¿Cómo así te decidiste irte para la guerrilla?
No, porque acá en el campo yo no veo nada, ni ayudan. Por eso. Si les piden algo, ellos también nos ayudan.
¿No piensas que estás muy joven para la guerra todavía?
No, nací para la guerra.
FARC has recruited dozens of children in this area in the last few months. Many young people like Misari are seduced to join armed groups just for the prospect of a regular meal. After days of searching, his parents found him deep in the jungle and convinced him to return home. Few parents are so lucky. Now his mother fears FARC will come back for him again.
Es el único hijo. ¿Y por qué no me contó? Me dijo. Si tenía algo de necesidad, en vez de contar, y si fue sin avisar, así me dijo. Hasta ahora tengo a mi hijo velando. Si sale por allá o de pronto se va sin avisar, yo no duermo.
For years, FARC has recruited child soldiers. Between 2018 and 2020, 313 children and adolescents were forcibly recruited by armed groups, according to the Colombian government. Many of them by FARC. The COVID pandemic has only exacerbated the problem. With so many children out of school, they are even easier to recruit. I drove to the Caquetá region, an area traditionally controlled by FARC, to meet Luz, whose daughter Angela was forcibly recruited by them. The military checks everyone who goes in and out.
¿De dónde viene el señor? Disculpe.
Venimos de Perú.
This place has been one of the epicenters of the conflict for decades. And while child recruitment is nothing new, the numbers have surged in recent years. In August 2019, the Colombian government bombed a FARC camp in the jungle.
Vemos un pedazo de cabello de un hombre.
Body parts were lying all over the ground.
Hemos visto como 3 pies.
At least 8 children that had been forcibly recruited by FARC were killed that day.
Con esta violencia que no cesa.
Amongst them, Luz's daughter, 12-year-old Ángela Gaitán Pérez. FARC took her from her home 2 weeks before the bombing. Her mother, Luz, didn't go to the authorities for fear of reprisals.
Yo la última vez que la miré a ella fue el 4 de agosto, que a veces nunca me olvida. Una tarde llegamos y ya no está. Ese día antes, esa gente había pasado por ahí por la casa.
Aquí no, ustedes no han vivido un minuto de paz. Aquí se firmó un acuerdo de paz en el 2017, ¿sí?
Pero usted sabe que por lo menos mi persona, por lo que me pasó, yo no he tenido paz en ningún momento. Ni lo tendré. Para mí no hay paz, Señor.
One month after the bombing, she received a call inviting her to go to the nearby city of Neiva to collect her daughter's remains. Colombia's peace agreement offered the country light at the end of the tunnel, but the armed groups never left. And now, once again, they are forcing a new generation to fight the next chapter in Colombia's never-ending war.